Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is April 28th. Eugenio Suarez hits 4 home runs in a game, and there's a situation down in Cleveland. Let's talk about it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing today, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to make this episode a lot quicker than they have been. We got a short time limit today, so we're going to dive right on in, get everything going quickly here. I hope you're excited. Let's do the series recap. Blue Jays in New York to take on the Yankees. The Blue Jays get a 4-2 win. Vladdy hits his second of the year. The Jays come back with 3 runs in the 9th thanks to a Kirk 2 RBI double. They win that game. The Saturday game gets rained out, so it's moved to Sunday as a part of a doubleheader, and it's all New York. 11-2 Yankees. They get a 6-run third inning. It breaks it wide open. Volpe homers in the game, and then 5-1 in the other game. Grisham, Judge, and Escara all homer for the Yankees there. They take 2 of 3 against the Jays. Oilers and Tigers, the Friday game gets rained out, so we head to Saturday for a doubleheader. Torkelson hits his 8th of the year. That's the difference in that game. Riley Green, a 3-run home run in the second game. Tigers win the first one 4-3, 6-2 in the second one. And then Tarek Skubal, 11 strikeouts. The Tigers, a 7-0 win. They sweep Baltimore. Is it time to start being worried, O's? Red Sox and Guardians, again, a Friday rain delay means a doubleheader on Saturday. The Red Sox score 3 in the first. The Guardians answer with 4 in the first. In that first game, 5-4 Guardians there. And then the Red Sox get the second game, they get the win. They score 6 unanswered early. Jarren Duran had a triple and then stole home. How exciting is that? The rematch falls Red Sox way on Sunday. Ref Snyder, Devers, and Rafaela all homer for Boston. They take 2 of the 3 against the Guardians, win that Sunday game 13-3. Astros and Royals, Seth Lugo, 8 shutout innings, helping the Royals to a 2-0 lead, and it's deja vu because they also win 2-0 on Saturday. Pasquantino, his 3rd home run of the season, but the Astros avoid the sweep. Alvarez gets his 3rd of the year, and Yanyer Diaz gets his 2nd of the season. 7-3 Astros. Royals take 2 of 3. Angels and Twins. It's a Twins weekend for sure. 11-4 in the first game as Buxton and Lenarche, they homer for the Twins. O'Hoppe and Trout go yard for the Angels, but they're solo shots. That doesn't do much. Twins in the second game, a 3-run first sets the tone. And how about Joe Ryan in that last game? 11 strikeouts for him. It's an 11-4 win, a 5-1 win, and a 5-0 win as the Angels fall from first to last in the division. The Twins sweep the Halos. White Sox and the A's now. The A's get a help from Jacob Wilson with his 3rd home run of the season. It's a 6-5 A's win. The White Sox come back in Game 2. Luis Robert Jr. hits a home run. The White Sox scored 6 runs in the first 2 innings. They jumped out to an early get-go. A 10-3 win there. And in the last game, they both scored 1 run in the first, and there was zeros from that point on up until extras. White Sox score a run in the 10th, but the A's get a walk-off home run from Luis Urias as his 2-run shot puts the A's out in front. 3-2, the final in 10, and the A's take 2 of 3 from the White Sox. Marlins and Mariners, a battle of the fishies. An 8-4 Marlins win in the first game. They scored 6 runs in the 5th inning, including Jesus Sanchez getting on the board with his 1st home run of the season. And then how about Agustin Ramirez getting his 1st career MLB home run that helps the Marlins 8-4 the final there. Then it's 14-0 Mariners. Jorge Polanco gets 2 home runs. It's 3rd of the series. And then Mitch Garver, 4 Mariner home runs. 14-0 Seattle. Rubber match is Game 3. And it's Agustin Ramirez once again for 2 home runs. A total of 3 in the series for him. Cal Raleigh and J.P. Crawford, though, homer for the Mariners as they get the win. 7-6 the final there. Mariners taking 2 of 3 from the Marlins. Mets and Nationals now. The Mets, what a weekend for them, and not in the best ways because the Nationals edge out them in the first game. The Mets came back with 4 runs in the 8th inning to take the lead, but the Nationals scored 2 in the 9th and walk it off. James Wood, his first career walk-off, an RBI single. The Nationals take a 5-4 win. Then it's Francisco Alvarez in his second game back from IL. He hits a 2-run home run, his first home run of the season, and those are the only runs in this game. 2-0 Mets, the final there. And the rubber match, we were tied. We're down by 6. Cruz gets a home run. Riley Adams gets a home run. Next thing you know, we're tied, and the Nationals walk it off on an error throw by Pete Alonso. Not the way you want to lose the game. The Nationals take 2 of 3 from the Mets. They have a game 4 today, though, a 4-game series. So Mets have a chance to even up the series with a win later today. 8-7 Nationals in that last game. Phillies and Cubs, a battle of a couple of the top teams in baseball so far this season. Cubs edge out a 4-0 win against the Phillies, but the Phillies come back strong in Game 2. It's a 6-run 4th inning for Philly. Kepler hits his second home run of the year. It's a 10-4 Phillies win. And for the rubber match, we went into the 10th inning where the Phillies are able to score 2 in the 10th, and then Joey Romano finally gets a little success as a Philly. He gets the save, holds the Cubs from scoring in the 10th. 3-1 Phillies, the final there. They take 2 of 3 from the Cubs. Brewers and Cardinals. The Cardinals started this series off hot, a 3-2 win, and then a 6-5 win as Jackson Chourio hit a 2-run home run in the 9th to tie the game up for the Brewers. They were down 5 at one point, but then in the bottom of the 9th, 2 batters in, Arenado hits a walk-off home run that holds on to it for the Cardinals as they take that second game. And then the Brewers are able to blow them out in the last game. 3 runs in the first and 4 runs in the fourth for the Brew Crew. A 7-1 win to avoid the sweep. Reds and Rockies, and it's all Cincy on the scoreboard. Jordan Beck, though, in the week, he has another 2-homer day. Spencer Steer, he goes deep for the Reds. It's an 8-7 Cincy win. Then in Game 2, plenty of home runs. Noel V. Marte, Michael Tolia, Austin Hayes had 2 homers in the day, and then how about Adael Amador with his first career MLB home run? All those home runs end up a 6-4 Reds win. And in the last game, it's a 3-run first and a 4-run fifth for the Reds. They blow them out 8-1 the final as Cincinnati sweeps the Rockies. Pirates and Dodgers, it's the Skeens versus Yamamoto battle, and although both pitched well, Skeens pitched better. 3-0 Pirates in the first game. Game 2, O'Neal Cruz, another leadoff home run. I think he has 3 or 4 of those. It's his 8th home run of the year, but then tied up at 4, Teoscar hits a solo shot in the 8th to get the Dodgers the lead, and then Kike Hernandez, a 3-run home run. The Dodgers, an 8-4 win to even up the series. McCutcheon and Valdez for the Pirates hit back-to-back home runs in that first inning in Game 3 here. But then Teoscar Hernandez hits his 200th career home run. The Dodgers, with a 9-2 victory, take 2 of 3 from the Pirates. Braves and D-backs. The Braves get 2 3-run innings to an 8-2 victory. Then in Game 2, Ozuna, Murphy, and White all homer for the Braves. But don't worry, the D-backs had more home runs. There was Suarez, and then there was Suarez, and then there was Suarez. And how about Suarez? Eugenio Suarez, 4-homer day, all on his own, and that just got the game into extras. His 4th home run was a solo shot that tied the game up in the 9th. The Braves score in the 10th, the D-backs don't. 8-7 Braves, despite a 4-home run day, is crazy. But the D-backs do get a win in the series. Perdomo hits his 4th home run on Sunday. 6-4 Diamondbacks, they avoid the sweep and get a win against Atlanta. Rangers and Giants, it looked like a promising weekend for Texas. They take the first game 2-0, but here come the Giants. They come back from down 2 in Game 2 to take a 3-2 win as Patrick Bailey hits a walk-off single to win it. And then in the last game, tied up once again, Ramos hits the ball 2 feet. Throwing error. Next thing you know, it's a walk-off. Heliot Ramos, a Little League inside the park walk-off home run. Plenty of Texas errors in that play. An embarrassing fashion to lose. 3-2 Giants, the final in that one as well. Giants take 2 of 3 from the Rangers. And then the Rays and Padres earlier in the season, the team that couldn't win on the road and the team that couldn't lose at home, that certainly changed this weekend as the Rays were able to sweep the Padres. Padres lose 3 straight at home. Rays win 3 straight on the road. It's a 1-0, 4-1, and 4-2 the final. Brandon Lau hits his 4th home run of the year, and Taylor Walls hits his 1st of the season for your series recap. Alrighty, now let's get into the game of the weekend, and I'm taking you to Washington for the 3rd game of this 4-game series. Again, 4th game happening today. Top of the 1st, it's all New York in this one early. Mark Vientos, a sac fly, scores a run. Nimmo, a sac fly, scores a run. Luis Torrens, a 2-run single, and then Luis Angel Acuna with an RBI single. It's 5-0 Mets before the Nationals, can even get an at-bat. Top of the 2nd, Marte, he grounds out, but that scores another run. It's 6-0 New York. And I know it's only the 2nd inning, but that is a substantial lead for, the best team in baseball. Bottom of the 2nd, Dylan Cruz hits his 4th home run of the season. That gets the Nationals on the board. Top 5th, Luis Torrens gets an RBI double. It's 7-1 Mets. They get back that 6-run lead with half the game still to go. Enter the bottom of the 7th, Josh Bell, an RBI single. Alex Call, an RBI single. And then Riley Adams, a 3-run home run. It's a 7-6 game. All of a sudden, 5 runs in the 5th for the Nationals, and we head to the 9th inning, down a run. CJ Abrams gets an RBI single to Soto in right field. That ties the game up 7-7, and then Luis Garcia steps up to the plate, hits a grounder to first base. Alonso picks it up, throws to Stanek, but it's 6 feet over his head. 6 feet's a little high. It's over his head is the point. CJ Abrams comes in to score, and the Nationals win on a walk-off error from Pete Alonso. Luis Garcia, the hero, I guess, if that's how you want to call it, but it's an 8-7 victory for the Nationals. They take the 3rd game and currently have the series. If they win today, they take 3 of 4 against the best team in baseball. Would they be the best team in baseball anymore? I don't know, but that's how it stands as of right now. Let's get into some baseball news here, talk about some of the things that happened very quickly. As I mentioned, shortened episode here. Eugenio Suarez, that's the highlight for me. 4 home runs is a crazy thing. And to be honest with you, I never thought it was that crazy until I just saw the stats now, or not now, but when it happened, on Saturday. I remember, because when I first started watching baseball, it was important, like watching baseball daily and like caring about it a lot more. It was like 2014, 2015. I remember in 2017, Scooter Gennett had a 4 home run day for the Reds, and then the Diamondbacks and JD Martinez had a 4 home run day, and that was like 2 months apart, both of them in 2017. I remember those games. Those were the last times there was a 4 home run day. Was JD Martinez D-backs game when the D-backs won 13-0. I don't know. It seems like this was the first time that someone hit 4 home runs in a game and lost. But still, Suarez, 4 home runs in the game. The Diamondbacks still lose that game, but man, that's, it's only 19 times in the history that 4 home run day has happened. Still, no one's been able to hit 5 home runs in a game. It's only the 7th time that this has happened in the 2000s. So we talked about Suarez, obviously, on Saturday. JD Martinez and Scooter Gennett, both in 2017. Then you have to go all the way back to 2012 with Josh Hamilton and the Rangers, when the Rangers beat the O's there. Carlos Delgado, a 4 homer day for him in 2003. Sean Green with the Dodgers, a 4 home run day there. And then Mike Cameron with the Mariners back in 2002. But yeah, just scrolling through an article here from MLB. I'm looking at, Cardinals 15-2 when Mark Whiten hit 4 home runs. I want to say, over here, Bob Horner with the Braves in 1986. He hit 4 home runs, and the Expos still won this game. So I guess that's maybe the second time that a player who hit 4 home runs in a game lost it. I'm just finishing it up here, and I believe that is the case. No, it's the third time. The first time ever someone hit 4 home runs was Ed Delhantney, July 13th, 1896, and the Colts beat the Phillies 9-8. So this is the third time that a player has hit 4 home runs in a game, and have still lost that game. But still a great game for Suarez. Sucks that it ended on a loss, but still plenty to be happy about there. So moving on here, I want to talk about the Jarren Duran situation that happened on Sunday, and it was extremely disgusting and awful. And I wanted to just mention it quickly because I want to, if anyone, listens to these episodes, obviously I know not the biggest fan base, but still, it was really upsetting. And I think it's stupid for fans. So Jarren Duran had to get held back on Sunday from arguing with some fans. And it was unacceptable behavior from the fan. Told Duran something about his suicide attempt that he's been open about and has discussed, in interviews, and as well as the Boston Red Sox Netflix documentary, which if you haven't seen, if you have access to Netflix, highly recommend you go watch it. I still have to finish the last episode, but I've seen the episode where Duran talks about these things. I've gotten to learn so much about, some of these Boston Red Sox players who I, hadn't really thought about before and given much of a second thought. Duran has easily flown up to one of my favorite players of all time. And what the fan said was disgusting, really. The Cleveland Guardians had to issue an apology stating that we are aware of the situation that took place during today's game between a fan and one of the Red Sox players that violated our fan conduct policy. We recognize the gravity of the behavior at issue here, and we take very seriously conduct of this nature. We apologize to the Red Sox organization, the player involved, fans in the area, and are addressing the situation. We have identified the fan in question and will work with Major League Baseball regarding next steps. We strive to provide the best experience to visiting players and fans, and that fell short today. Definitely fell short today. I think it's really awful what happened. I think the fan needs a lifetime ban forever. I never want to, he should never be allowed in another MLB stadium ever again. Fans think that if they pay the ticket, they can go in and yell whatever shit they want at these players. They're not zoo animals. They're people. They have their own feelings. They have their own emotions. They have their own shit going on. And that, heckling is one thing, but to go against, a player's mental health, a player's, family members. Like, we have, fans who reach out because of, oh, you didn't hit my parlay, I hope you die. And, this is the unacceptable behavior of society. And, the fans that don't deserve to go to a game. You're going to a game. Have a beer. Have a good time. Have a hot dog. Relax and enjoy some baseball. Your team doesn't win. Oh, well, guess what? There's another game on tomorrow. You can't do that. That is unacceptable. That pisses me off. So I hope that fan never gets to go to another game again. And, this is part of the problem why players can't speak up about their mental health. And I feel so bad for Jarren Duran because he's trying to be an advocate. He's trying to be that kind of leader. And, of course, we know the situation that he went through last year. That was in the documentary as well, if you want to, learn more about that, when he, called an inappropriate slur to a fan. And, nobody's perfect. But, this is the kind of stuff that we deal with as people in the day-to-day. And I think that we have to do better as a society. And I wish players felt more comfortable being able to open up about this stuff, but this is the reason why, because, opposing players, fans, and other people will use it to disregard and just take down a player and their feelings and their emotions. And it's absolutely disgusting. And I wanted to bring it to light here quickly and just mention that if you go to a game, enjoy a game. You want to say something to a player, yeah, go ahead, but don't make it that bad. Don't make it something like that. That is, there's lines to these things. There's boundaries, and I think people don't understand that and realize that. And it's not just baseball. It's in every sport. It's in anything. Concerts and plays. Even if you want to go to that kind of level and stuff, just nobody's perfect, but that doesn't mean you have to use that, in sports most typically, whether it's basketball and hockey with those playoffs going on now, I think it was the Canadiens and Capitals that had a fan, reach out to the opposing goalie when he was walking off the ice and yelled something at him or tried to touch him or something. Just don't do that. Just be better. as people, as fans, as humans. Like, it's just not that difficult. So that's my thoughts there and take there. Moving on here really quickly now, last little bit of baseball news as I try to shift away from that situation because, as I said, it's very stupid. Some suspension updates here. So Jazz, we talked about, I believe on the last episode, he received a 1-game suspension after he got ejected. He went on Twitter, said not even effing close about an umpire call. He got ejected for arguing balls and strikes. That suspension was taken away and it was revoked. So Jazz just had to pay a fine for that. Not sure what the reason was behind it, why the reason of the suspension in the first place. Obviously, you can't just condone, just going off against the MLB umpires, but I think the policy that they were going after was because you can't use your phone during a game, but he was already out of the game, so I think that's maybe why it was revoked. But regardless, he's not serving a suspension anymore, but someone who is Tommy Pham, who on Wednesday's game, this was last week, he had a situation where he went to go and make a play in left field. He was at the wall by the Angels side, and a fan with his glove kind of like grabbed him and like stroked his back kind of with his glove. And Tommy Pham like just looked at him with like a death stare and threw the ball in. And then later you see him still yapping at the fan and everything. And this goes back to the whole Jarren situation. If you're a fan, don't touch the players. Don't grab them. Don't bring them into the thing. It happened with Mookie in the World Series. Happened with Trout a couple weeks ago. Don't grab players. Don't say slurs or anything negative. Like come on. Just let's be better. So I don't understand why he's getting the suspension. Obviously for inappropriate actions towards the fan. Sure, I guess. But at the same time, what's he doing? Yada, yada, yada. I don't care enough of this. Let's get into the hot and colds here. Some players had some really good weeks, and some players had some really bad I said weeks. Andy Pages was the hottest for sure. 13 for 20, 3 doubles, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, 5 runs, a 1.900 OPS. How about that? Jorge Polanco, 8 for 17, 2 doubles, 4 home runs, 8 RBIs, 5 runs, a 1.844 OPS. Jordan Beck has been great for the Rockies. 7 for 18, 5 home runs, 6 RBIs, 5 runs, a 1.677 OPS for him. Eugenio Suarez, 8 for 20, a double, 4 home runs, of course, all in one game, and only 5 RBIs. Part of the reason why they lost. 9 runs, a 1.550 OPS. And then Wyatt Langford for the Rangers, 11 for 20, 3 doubles, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, 3 runs, and a 1.591 OPS. For the cold players, Matt McLain was 0 for 18 with 9 strikeouts. Gavin Sheets, 1 for 19 with 10 strikeouts. Heston Kjerstad, 1 for 20, 10 strikeouts. Trevor Story, 1 for 25, 11 strikeouts. And then Ryan McMahon, 0 for 20 with 8 strikeouts. Very tough weeks for some of these guys. Hopefully they can bounce back this week. Injury updates, only 2 big ones here. Logan Gilbert from the Mariners, he's on the 15-day IL with right elbow flexor strain. And then Tyler O'Neill on the 10-day IL for Baltimore with neck inflammation. So hopefully some speedy recoveries there for those guys. The outstanding performances: Jake Irvin, 7 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 4 Ks. Seth Lugo, 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, a walk, and 8 Ks. Shane Baz, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 6 Ks. Nathan Eovaldi, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, a walk, and 7 Ks. Paul Skeens, 6 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 9 strikeouts. Robbie Ray, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, and 8 Ks. Michael Wacha, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 6 Ks. Tarek Skubal, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 11 strikeouts for him. Joe Ryan, also 11 strikeouts, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, and the 11 Ks. Nick Lodolo, close to a perfect game, not really. 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, a walk, and 9 Ks. Dominant performance, though. Jameson Taillon, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, an earned run, no walks, and 2 Ks. And then Aaron Nola, these guys were Sunday Night Baseball for the Phillies and Cubs. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 6 Ks. So a good pitching duel in that game. Moving on here, we have our standings check. And for that, we take a look. The Yankees are still in first in the East, 17-11. Red Sox in second. The Rays on a 5-game winning streak, MLB's best. They're at 14-14. Jays in Baltimore, the Birds, 3-7 in their last 10. They're bottom of the basement there. AL Central, the Tigers still hot. 4-game winning streak for them. They're 18-10, 2.5 back on the Guardians, and so far the clear best team in the AL Central. White Sox 7-21, they are last. In the AL West, it's still the Mariners at 16-12. They're a game up on the Rangers, and 7-3 in their last 10. And the Angels, who have struggled, they were first just like a week ago. They're in last. They're 12-15. They're 3-7 in their last 10, and a 3-game losing streak for them. NL East, the Mets, still the best team in baseball at 19-9, the only team who have not lost 10 games yet on the season. They're, of course, one loss away from that happening. 8-2 in their last 10. And how about the Braves? They're 7-3 in their last 10, finally starting to figure things out a little bit. They're 3 games under 500. They're at 12-15 and are slowly climbing to the top again. NL Central, the Cubs, 17-12, a game and a half up on the Reds, who are on a 4-game winning streak after sweeping the Rockies. They're looking pretty good right now. And in the NL West, the Padres on a 4-game losing streak. They're 3-7 in their last 10. They need to get it together again quickly here. Of course, they're still above Arizona, who lost 2 games to the Braves. Giants are now the leader there. They're 19-10. Dodgers half a game behind them at 18-10. And then the Rockies are 4-23. They're on pace to win 25 games. They're on a 6-game losing streak and 1-9 in their last 10. So if you're a White Sox fan, 7-21 is looking a lot better than 4-23. So Rockies hopefully can figure it out, because they definitely don't want to be the new worst team in baseball. But this is not a good pace. The upcoming series for the week here, of course, the Mets and Nationals play their 4th game today, 1 game that they have to finish. Then you have the Yankees at the Oilers and Red Sox at the Blue Jays, so an AL East battle there. Royals and Rays, Twins and Guardians, Brewers, White Sox, Tigers, Astros, A's, Rangers, Angels, Mariners, D-backs at Mets, Nationals at Phillies, Cubs at Pirates, Cardinals at Reds, Giants at Padres, Braves at Rockies, Marlins at Dodgers. Thank you, buddy, so much, and I will see you on Friday.